Heck of a good game. We pitched well. Really proud of the way Parker competed and fought through innings 4, 5, and 6. TCU's got a very athletic lineup. They're hard to strike out, and he did a really good job. And I think he'd probably tell you he competed from his gut. Those 4, 5, and 6. It was a muggy night out there, and his endurance has been building all year long. So really proud of his effort. Greg came in and did a good job of filling up the strike zone. There were some really nice defensive plays tonight. Trevor made a great catch early in the game in center field. Andrew and Huey were sharp on the middle infield. And obviously we were facing a pitcher who, in my opinion, has to be the best left-hand pitcher in the country and probably one of the top 2 pitchers in the entire game of college baseball. He and Manoah are dominant figures, and they're tough to handle. We've seen him countless times. We have great respect for him. We knew we would have to compete awfully tough, and we had a great chance because Parker matched him pitch for pitch all the way through. And then, credit to our kids. We had some decent swings the first time through the order. Second time through, he was dominant. We had a hard time getting the bat on the ball, and that's nothing that we did wrong. That's sometimes the guy on the other side of the field is throwing pitches up there that are very difficult to handle. But the third time through, we made a little bit of an adjustment, and then we got some clutch swings. Obviously, Colin and Trevor have been clutch now. Colin for 4 years. Trevor has blossomed recently into one of the most dynamic players in our conference. He's really turned into a special player. And, that was really built on contact. Cade makes contact. Huey draws a walk. Navi gets kind of the big hit to get it rolling, so to speak, to give us the lead. But Colin's sack fly and Trevor's home run gave us some breathing room. So just a lot of kids deserve, credit, and Leaper closed it out.
For you guys, Trevor and Colin, was there kind of a moment when you maybe figured out what Lodolo was doing and it kind of made it a little easier to hit against him?
I'm going to say I never figured out what Lodolo was doing. No, he's a really good pitcher. His fastball, his inside fastball and his slider that is in the dirt in the right-handed batter's box, they look the exact same out of his hand. So it's pretty tough to, kind of figure out which one's coming at you. But I think he kind of got into a little bit of a pattern as the game went on and kind of started throwing to the same sequences to the same hitter. So I think we kind of started figuring out what his pattern was, and that I think that's what we got onto.
Speaking of pattern, you're kind of getting into that early home run in the ball game pattern, and I know the 6th inning is what stood out, but I thought your home run early kind of got him off guard a little bit.
Yeah. He made a mistake in a 3-1 count. He threw a fastball down outer third, and I ended up putting a good swing on it, and we like to call that smart hitting. The wind's blowing out at about 30 to left, so if you just hit a pop fly to left, we call it smart hitting because the wind's going to take it out for you.
Trevor, you had a pop fly to left right after that. Did you think it was following his?
I knew I triggered and I clicked and I just had all hands and I hit it and I looked where it was going. I was like, you've got to be kidding me. We're going a mile away to that part of the field. But I got it good. But like he said, we're just trying to put a ball in the air, knowing the wind's going to help us out and use Mother Nature to our advantage.
Parker, you came in today. Just when did you know you were going to get the ball today? And also just talk about adjusting to that starter role these last 5 weeks.
Rob texted me this morning about 11 o'clock and told me, let me know I had the ball. So, that's usually the day before, but we were all ready to go, me, Jensen, and Joe. So I was just waiting for the call, and then 11 o'clock, he let me know.
Talk a little bit about the happiness, satisfaction you've got to have with your defense. Trevor made some nice plays for you. Like Josh said, the middle infield was good, and you just kind of said, okay, I'll throw them up there and let these guys work.
Yeah, for sure. They always have my back, and first inning would have been different if Boone didn't make that play. So after that, I kind of got in a little bit of a roll.
It's been a while since you've gotten to throw with how weird last weekend was. How much did that extended rest kind of help you get through these long innings?
For my arm, it helped a lot, I feel like, but maybe not for my command and pitches. So, but my arm felt a lot better than it has been.
Parker, what's it like for you to go 6 innings like that?
Fun. Rewarding. I've been waiting two years to get back in the rotation, so it's been fun.
Trevor, you're playing an opponent that you're very familiar with. You just saw him last week. So what do you think tomorrow will be like?
I think it's just another game, and we're just going to use the information we picked up from this past weekend and gather up a game plan and see what happens.
You talked a little bit about the long fly ball out that you hit after Colin's home run. Let's talk about the home run, because it was almost to the same part of the field. I'm guessing you got a little more bat on that one.
Yeah, that one was a fastball, and Lodolo, he provides all the power for you, and it was a 1-2 count, and I was trying to get my foot down and see the ball out of his hand and put a good swing on it.
Okay, any
You're
more?
lucky to have your jersey, I hear.
Yeah.
Actually, I got
Let's talk about that.
All right, let's talk about it. I got the best warm-up I've ever had all year, actually probably in 4 years. I actually grabbed my black jersey and put it in my bag before we left this morning instead of my orange one. So we get to the field in the locker room, I open my bag, and I'm kind of frozen because I had the wrong jersey. So I decided to take a nice jog all the way back to the Renaissance and back, and I got back and I was warm and ready to go. So I might have to do that tomorrow. It
Really,
play out pretty
really
well.
happened.
It's not a joke. It really did happen.
We were expecting Dippin' Dots when he came back walking in.
Those would have been for you.
Yeah.
Not for me.
Any more questions for our student athletes? Okay, we'll let you guys go get.
Thank you.
Cool. No, coach. I didn't. I said.
Yeah. You're not a student athlete. You're too hard.
We'll save you some.
I remember when you was, so that's how old I am. Okay, questions for the coach.
Same thing that Trevor was asked. I mean, you're turning around and catching Baylor again. Is that in your favor, in their favor? Does it matter?
Doesn't matter because it's what's on the schedule, so you just do it, right? I mean, they're good. This 4-team pod we're in, when you look at how good these teams are, this is better than most regionals will be, for sure. I mean, we're talking about faced one of the best pitchers in the country tonight. We're seeing a team tomorrow that was in first place until the last day, right? So they've had a heck of a season, and they're very talented. And then obviously us and OU both have, I think, really good squads. So it's a great tournament, and it's a fun tournament, and it's nights like tonight that you stick around all day long with anxious energy to play, and then you finally get on the field and something great happens, and these kids will never forget that night. So, but yeah, I mean, Baylor, we don't have to watch quite as much film. That's good since we, pretty fresh in our minds, but they're a really good team.
You talk about any big picture stuff at all going into a weekend like this?
I don't. I just try to talk to them about enjoying each other and staying focused on this time that they've earned, and not getting caught up with some of the chatter that can come into their lives, whether it be off the field stuff, the draft is looming, all the different things that go on in these kids' lives. Just beg them to enjoy it together and stay in the moment, because 30 days or 40 days from now you never get to go back and redo this, and so do it right while you have a chance, and that's all we talk about. These guys like each other. This is a fun group of kids. I'm really cherishing the time with them.
TCU's coach said if they were in you guys' position, Lodolo probably would have got the extra day's rest. How nice is that for you guys to be able to, use all your guys, and you had the extra day from last weekend?
Well, yeah, I mean, I think every team comes into a tournament with a strategy based on how they view where they're at. And obviously, I think TCU feels like they need to win this tournament, so they're going to throw their best guy in game one. But I assure you that's not the last you hear from them. They got a really good team and a deep staff. So each team has a different, I think, plan. You get to this point in the season, and each coach has to know his guys and where their bodies are at. And if you need the full rest, you got to take it. And if you feel like you got to run a guy out there, that's what you do. So the strategy part, yeah, I mean, we came in this tournament 2 years ago, we had to win it. And so we sat down and looked at it and said, if we're going to win it, which is really the only way to play is go all in, how we want to line it up. And we approached it from that lens. Feeling like we're in a pretty good spot to advance. We want to play this very aggressively, but also play it smart, because you don't want to do anything this week that would cost you a chance to play well next week. So, like I said, each team's got their own outlook on it. We want to play well and win each game. And I don't know who Rob wants to throw tomorrow, but we'll let him get a good night's sleep, and when he wakes up, he'll come up with something.
How late do you let them sleep? I mean, this is a late night. I mean,
The greatest excitement in them that they won tonight is that they do not have to wake up and play at 12 o'clock tomorrow. And sometimes you just celebrate some of those small subtleties. I mean, this is the time of year for them that's fun. This is where they'll go back to the hotel and unwind together and grab something to eat and kind of talk about the game. And we'll have to knock on their door at 10:15 to get them down for breakfast at 10:30. But, they earn that. And that's kind of the postseason, post-school lifestyle that these guys embrace. When you get past exams, you get a chance to shift gears just a bit.
How nice is it to see somebody like Parker, who's been through so much, have the outing he had tonight?
It's awesome. It's awesome for him. He had a long journey back. He had multiple surgeries. He had a ulnar nerve relocated, and then he had Tommy John, and then he had a follow-up surgery after Tommy John. And at times he was very discouraged because he missed pitching and he wasn't seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. But when he got to March and he started to see that, hey, I'm almost there. You just saw a change in the kid because he got back to pitching and he started to see kind of that joy again. And he's a very good pitcher. And just his endurance and getting stronger and just getting back out there. He missed 2 years, man. There's a little rust you gotta bang off, but it's always exciting when kids get back to doing what they love to do. And he put a lot into his rehabilitation, and we're proud to have him back out there.
You always talk about the kids staying in the moment.
Uh-huh.
Is that Six Inning a good example? He had 8 straight Ks. The lineup rolled over.
Yeah.
And they just.
Well, I think that's why, for like you said, I mean, my early days in coaching, I'm probably going to be sitting there screaming, "Don't strike out," But as you get older, you realize don't focus on that. That's stupid. That would just lead to more of it. And they already know they're striking out. They don't want to strike out. So you just talk about, all right, come on, that one's behind you. We knew this guy was going to be tough. We talked about it before the game. I told him he's going to strike you out some. He's that good. How are you going to handle it and what are you going to do about it? And so to their credit, they just turn the page, right? Play the next at bat. So that's a skill. These are mature kids. It's taken us a while to get there. Sometimes young players or weak-minded players, they get so caught up that they fear striking out again the next time, and this just starts to snowball. He was just striking us out because in that time through the order, he was flat better than we were. But we responded in the next time, and those kids, I mean, Trevor Boone, he's becoming a real special player. I don't want to let him get too big-headed, but that guy can do some stuff now. You don't see guys play center field at 220 pounds and hit home runs like he's hit them. He's pretty special, so that was a big swing of the bat.
Okay, Coach, thank you.
All right.